to our review segment. With me, Kwame Owusu-Danso, and I'm excited to be here this morning. Today is Tuesday. This morning, there are a number of issues that we've tabled for our conversation. One of such is an African story on the West African sub-region. You do know that Liberia went to polls sometime last week, and so counting has begun. But it appears George Weah is not going to have it on a silver platter. It appears George Weah is, being given run for his money by Boakai. Now, are they likely to go for runoff? And we have extensively looked at matters relative to the governance style of George Weah in Liberia. We have looked at the kind of support that he had prior to him becoming the president of Liberia. We have looked at how the youth particularly got involved in his election as the president of Liberia. Same cannot be said now, and so it appears that there are a myriad of challenges leading to this neck to neck in terms of the votes that we are experiencing now in Liberia. Now, we don't know the outcomes of it. We don't know whether or not George Weah may be able to retain the seat. We don't know whether Boakai will surpass, George Weah. What we do know is that it's not been easy for him. And I don't know what he can do, but hopefully he retains it and maybe corrects the errors that he may have caused when he was given the opportunity by the people of Liberia to lead the country. I've been joined in the studios by Audu Ishak, who is the national organizer for the PNC, and also Gabriela Tete, who is the regional communications officer for the NDC in the Central Region. Good morning to you, beautiful, and good morning to you, handsome.
Good morning.
Why are you smiling this morning?
Yes, I'm happy to see you.
Oh, fantastic! It's a privilege, always to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
Gabi. Ivan, why are you looking at Gabriela and smiling through your boots?
We are color coordinating. We are becoming telepathic now.
I see. Anyway, so like I told you, we're going to be looking at the Liberian issue. Also, you do know that we've had some issues relative to the Akosombo Dam spillage and the issues thereafter. Still, the water has not receded. People's homes flooded, mansions submerged, hotels submerged, and consequences dire. People are actually suffering as we speak today. And so I told the producers to start a campaign on Pan-African television so we can, ask for small monies and donate it to the people in that. I don't know if they've started that. Have you started, Ivan? You will start. You started today. What was the Momo number? I don't have it. Which same number? Oh, okay. So that's Momo is registered for. Okay. So the number on your screens is Momo number. Please, when you send the Momo, send me a message so that I can mention your name on air. We'll compile it at the end of the week. Yes, and then we will read it out so that you know that your money is not going into wrong places. But clearly, we all must support. This is very, very devastating. They didn't think about it. They never prepared for it. Nobody knew it was going to get to this point. And so we need to help. We need to assist in any way, shape, or form. If you also have anything that you may want to donate, maybe rice, whatever, and you can bring it to Pan-African Television. We'll add it to the list of items that we're going to purchase and we'll deliver. So toiletries, rice, oil, detergents, most importantly, water and detergent, very, very important. The Momo number is 055-991-9802, 055-991-9802. Please let us know your name. When you send it, please let us know so that we can mention it on air. The president also made a comment, which comment obviously has become the subject matter of, shall I say controversy or disagreement or surprised, really. I think it's, surprising. We're going to be dealing with that matter here as well. Let me come to you, Gabriela, and start with the African story, Liberia. Let's go to Liberia. Straight away, let's go to Liberia.
Let me say a good morning to the NDC fraternity in the central region, especially to our viewers, to Aldi. Kwame.
Yes, madam.
Liberia is getting interesting by the day. It's a repeat of 2017 when Ria and Boakai went for a runoff. And from one indication, it appears that the likelihood that a runoff is imminent is prevalent today. The Electoral Commission has 15 days to announce. They've just been, I think this is the 7th day, so they still have some time. But the excitement amongst the party followers of Boakai, they are in a hurry to declare themselves the winners of this election. Looking at how well their candidate has performed. But it's still early days. Should they go for a runoff, then it means that they have to have another election on November 7th. When we look at the 2017 figures, where we are won by 61.5%, the runoff, and then Boakai got 38.5%. Even though in the initial election, we have got 38.4% and Boakai got 28%. This current election, with 73% of the votes counted so far, Ria is leading by 43.8%, and Boakai is down 43.54%. So it's very, very close. It's just a few votes short of being at par, but they are both below 50%. So that's what makes the runoff imminent, looking at how the elections is going. So far it's been peaceful, and I think that we should give credit to the Liberian voters for holding themselves out all this while to ensure that their country still remains peaceful, and despite the excitement and the anxieties of knowing who exactly it is taking it, because it's neck to neck, just neck to neck. It's like NDC, NPP 2008, you know, that excitement is always tummy churning and anxiety filled and excitement and everything. So my comment on Liberia will be very, very brief. I wish that the peace would be maintained. Clearly, a lot of the voters who registered in this election were young people who did not experience the Liberia Civil War, those who were born after the 1990s. And so they've come of age now, and they are also trying to showcase their patriotism by electing who can better lead Liberia into better fortunes. So we'll continue to keep our fingers crossed and to wish them well, that they'll have a peaceful election. By close of month, this month, they'll have a declaration on whether it's going for a runoff, or if somebody manages to sweep the rest of the votes and garners 50% plus one to take over the mantle of leadership of Liberia. I think that Liberia is in a very crucial period now. There's excitement, and there's also excitement about the election, excitement about the future of their country. And the post-war election, this time that they've had their first election without UN supervision, it's something that they should be excited about, that they've been able to hold it together. And also think about the future of developing this country. There's so much that Liberia has to offer the sub-region and the continent and even the world. The history of Liberia, slave ships that came back to Africa to return slaves and formed a colony and has built a nation. They have a very rich history, and they have so much more to live for and to achieve as a nation. And so I wish them well, and I pray that it all turns out good for them.
Very well. Audu.
Kwame, good morning to your good self, good morning to Gabriela, and good morning to all our viewers. Permit me to congratulate you once again for being called to the bar. That is that is no mean achievement. I think that some of you are the motivation for which we are all embarking on this journey.
Not yet. And pass the exams, yes, but the call is...
And we would continue, yes. and we will continue to draw on your inspiration and your motivation. I'm hopeful that it will happen. That's what
Yeah. Oh, you're the communications person?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were the organizer. Yeah.
No, the organizer is Abbas.
Who
You know,
is-
it used to be Desmond.
Yeah, but who is Abbas?
Abbas Nuhu, he's around.
I've never seen him. Have I seen him before?
I'll bring him.
Okay. Because I honestly don't know.
Apparently, he's also from Wa, just like me.
Oh, okay.
Kwame, Liberia, I think that we are all aware of the history of Liberia and the fact that they have so much to showcase. And if you were to link that particular history to that of George Weah himself, we know that this was a popular and a very celebrated footballer who decided to go into the political arena, and he contested for president. He was a dark horse, and not many people thought that he had what it takes to be president, but he resonated well with the voters and the people in Liberia, and they gave George Weah that opportunity. As to whether today we can say that George Weah has, as it were, lived up to the expectations of the people of Liberia is wanting. And for me, the exigencies of what is happening now, where he's going into another runoff. Remember that in the last elections, it went into a runoff, and George Weah came out tops. As incumbent, he's going into another runoff. And when incumbents go into runoff, it should tell you something. It means that a certain a quantum of people might not have been enthused about your stewardship. And I think that George Weah's government, judging it from afar, has been embroiled in a number of scandals and a number of alleged corrupt issues, which does not, as it were, augur well for Liberia. And that might account for some of the voters not wanting to renew George Weah's mandate. But we have to wait and see. The elections is not going to be won in the first round. The second round or the runoff is going to determine who wins. But for me, I think that a lot of people are not enthused about George Weah's stewardship. And even if he gets another opportunity to be president after the second round of results, I think that he needs to up his game and to ensure that that rich history, that unique kind of history surrounding Liberia as a country is showcased and showcased properly, so that at the end of the day, his name could be written in gold.
Very well. Thank you very much, Shadi Shak. That was quite brief and straight to the point. But we will continue to wish the people of Liberia well. We want to urge them to continue to maintain the peace and serenity, which obviously have characterized the elections. We hope and pray that in a final analysis they will accept the verdict of their electoral commission, and so we can have some peace and stability in that region. We need it, otherwise Ghana will be the sufferers of any spillover in the event that there's some war or whatnot. So yes, we want to urge them to continue to be very civil as they've demonstrated over the period, and continue to have faith in the electoral process or the electoral commission, so that they can benefit fully from that. Now let's come back home, and first of all, let me take you to the affected areas. I think we have footages of it. I'm talking about the Akosombo Dam spillage and its effect on the people in North, South, Central, and some parts of the Eastern region. I just want to, first of all, let you have a look at what has happened, in those places, and then we'll come back into the studio and have this conversation. Just a reminder. So this is what is currently being experienced by the people in north, south, central, and some parts of the eastern region. Look at this. It's very devastating. Sad. More videos. Look at this person's building. Oh, God. I'm sure their water is contaminated, everything is contaminated. Look at this. I'm telling you. Cholera, typhoid. Your small house. That's even if you can find the money. Because at this point, I hope nobody died.
So far, none has been reported yet. They didn't plan the thing well.
Sad.
4 days now.
Tell us the experience here.
Oh.
Wow.
Place to bath, I mean, where to poo and...
The bathing there, I can't remember the last time. I'm also a victim. Thank you. 4 days now.
Tell us the experience.
I've never experienced canoe ride
Oh.
before. It just happens to the
Place
tell us
to
to go sit
bath,
in the
I mean,
canoe.
where to poo
How
and...
The
we board
bathing
the
there, I
princess.
can't remember the last time. I'm also a victim.
Anyway, thank you. Thank you. So there you have it. This is what the people in central, north, south, Tong are dealing with. And I'm a bit unsettled now. NADMO can only do so much. The MPs are trying their best, but it's not enough. We're appealing to corporate Ghana, we're appealing to right-thinking members of the society of this country to help, to assist. I mean, it's so be about your share. No, I say a good deal. So please, that's the Momo number 055-991-9803 on the screens right now. It also serves as our WhatsApp number. So please, when you send something, just let us know so that we'll mention your name. We'll put your name on air. We don't want people to think that maybe, so transparency is very important to me. So yeah, corporate, anybody, you can just 100 cedis, 10 cedis, 5 cedis, let's put it together. If you have rice or whatever, you can also bring it to the premise of Pan African Television at Abelinkwe, in Accra, so that we can, Anyway, let me start with you, Audishak.
Kwame.
Yep.
To be honest with you, I feel very uncomfortable watching these videos, and I've tried as much as possible to avoid these sites ever since this particular self-inflicted disaster took place. I keep asking myself, what is our disaster preparedness and response plan as a country? I am not aware of any, and it's unfortunate that we would have to put people through what the people in certain parts of the Volta and Eastern region are currently going through. And only yesterday I had cause to engage someone on this particular matter, and I told him that when I sat back and tried to wrap my head around some of these things, I come to the one and only conclusion that Ghana is overrated. I think that we have not reached where people say that we have reached, because in my opinion, and of course it could be the opinion of so many others, if we had reached where people usually place us, then some of these things should not be happening to us. This is not something that happened out of nature, out of nowhere. This is something that we knew was coming. This is something that had to be done by an institution being managed by people. What did they, what went into their thinking? What was the plan? Kwame, you cannot just go out there and ask people to relocate. Relocate to where? If you send out a notice and say that you are about to spill the Akosombo Dam, so people should relocate. Relocate to where? These are people, most of whom are within the poverty brackets. These are people who are struggling to make ends meet, and you are asking them to relocate. How will they be able to relocate? What will they be able to take along with them? Where are they going to relocate to? Have you identified suitable places, higher grounds, where these people could have relocated to? In any case, if you were able to identify, couldn't we, as a country, have put in place a contingency plan, a deliberate plan by which we'll be able to facilitate the movement of these people, rather than abandoning them to their fate and not caring about whether they are able to move or not? You are talking about families. So if there's you have a father, you have a mother, you have children, you think that they can all trek? You think that they can all walk on foot to safer grounds? And we needed to take cognizance of all of these things. It is just not enough for people to come out now and say that they had already issued warning signs, or they had already, as it were, communicated to the public that they were about to spill. The communication is one thing. The facilitation of people's movement to ensure their safety is another thing. You understand? And that is why I began by asking the question, what is our emergency preparedness and response plan as a country? And if we were to narrow it down to this particular spillage, you get to understand that there is none, or it is simply zero. And when this thing happens, you see people, like you indicated, people can only do too little. Too little. We have seen the Member of Parliament, especially for North Town, Honorable Ablakwa. He has been in the constituency for several days now. We have seen the interventions that he's making in the constituency. But how can one man be able to do all of these things? You understand? NADMO, for me, NADMO as we have it now, NADMO has nothing to offer. People are looking for places to sleep. People are looking for whatever, and then NADMO goes, they are donating mattresses, they are donating rice. Where will the people go and cook the rice? In any case, the entire enclave has been submerged. You have not been able to move the people to safer grounds, and you are giving them food. Where will they cook the food? Where will they put that mattress to sleep? On top of the water, the flood waters that have not yet receded. I think that we have not done well as a country as far as this particular spillage is concerned. Kwame, beyond that, the Akosombo Dam was built as far back as 1965. Several years down the line, we have witnessed erratic power supply. Most of it has been attributed to a lack of adequate water in the Akosombo Dam. Now, when we are blessed with an abundance of water, what we can do is to open, to spill the water. We have no mechanism in place to ensure that we are able to harvest the water to make up for any eventuality going into the future. I can bet you, Kwame, that if next year we suffer any erratic rainfall pattern, the Akosombo Dam will not be able to operate to full capacity, because they will say that the water levels in the dam has gone down.
Of course.
Meanwhile, we have enough water now, which has turned out to be a disaster, causing enough anguish, displacing people, destroying people's investments. I'm not sure we can quantify the level of destruction as far as investments in the affected areas is concerned. You understand? What are our engineers doing? Why do we train all of these people? Why do you pay them the salaries that we pay them? They come out, they cannot do anything about this. If in 1965, somebody could think and bring people, bring technocrats together, look for resources to come and build the Akosombo Dam. Today, we are blessed with technology, advanced technology. And we cannot do anything about an overflow of the same dam. Why will I not say that we are overrated as a country? We are overrated. And then to rub a salt into injury, our president goes to the Volta region and he goes to make a blunder of a statement. He goes to politicize the whole matter and reduce it to partisanship, not caring a hoot about the plight of the people. And people think that the president was trying to crack a joke. In fact, what the president went to see in the Volta region or in the affected areas, Kwame, for me, it should have painted a picture of a somber mood, a surreal mood, a sad mood, because, like we indicated, we have not yet been apprised of any deaths or whatever. But just looking at the level of destruction, people wallowing in flood waters, carrying babies, carrying bags of clothes and all of that, that should tell you that meeting the chiefs and people of the Volta region or the affected areas was not an occasion for you to go out there and be cracking jokes. It is not about votes. This is not the time for us to be talking about who votes for who. Indeed, before he went there, other leaders went there. When Ablakwa goes there, Ablakwa is not talking about those who vote for him and those who don't vote for him. There are MPP people in the Volta region. In fact, if the MPP has nothing in the Volta region, but you indicated they have party officers, are their party officers not affected by the flood waters? John Mama went there. Did John Mama speak about those who vote for him and those who don't vote for him? Why go and do some of the things that our president continues to do? I think that Akufo-Addo is being over-pampered. And that is why he continues to make these statements and still have people come out and try to defend him. Similar thing, he went to the Ashanti region. They asked him, radio talk show, and if they want, they should vote for him. If they want, they shouldn't vote for him. How can you be saying these things? How? As president, I think that he ought to distinguish between being the leader of a political party and being a president of the republic. You beg people to be president. You said all manner of things. So if we are not taking you to tax for your failed promises, you don't have to look us in the face and try to insult us. What the president went to the Volta region to do, in my opinion, and indeed in the opinion of so many other people, is a slap in our faces. It's utter disrespect. And I'm not sure that that statement is worth defending. And I'm surprised that people are trying to rationalize that particular statement. Kwame, why is it that as president, anytime you speak, people will have to be engaged in transcribing that particular statement? Why? Why are you accustomed to controversy? Why are you accustomed to ambiguity? You make so many ambiguous statements. That requires of people to come and try to explain to us what that statement means. That is not why we elected Akufo-Addo as president. And I think that what he said demands an apology. Those who have been affected by this reckless spillage of the Akosombo Dam, it is reckless in my opinion, because I think that our engineers should be able to do something about the excess water in the Akosombo Dam, because we would need it when the water levels in the dam exceed a certain limit. You understand? So we should be thinking about what can we do going forward. That is what the president should be engaged in, especially that he's setting up an interministerial task force to deal with the situation. You should be speaking to some of those things going forward, not talking about who votes for you and who doesn't vote for you. And you went ahead to say that, oh, but you believe that going forward they would vote for you, so that is the reason you went there. We need to coordinate. We need to coordinate the emergency relief strategy very well to ameliorate the suffering that the people are going through. This is a sorry plight. This is a sorry situation that nobody should do politics with. I think that, like you indicated, I want to identify myself with the initiative by Pan-African TV. I think that every other entity, every other stakeholder should be interested in how we can mobilize resources to support the people affected by this particular dam spillage.
Thank you very much, Audu Shak, for that submission. Again, let me remind you that the WhatsApp number is the same number that we're using for Momo collections to support the people in the Volta region, those who have been affected by the Akosombo Dam spillage. Now, let's watch the video again, and then we will come to Gabriela Tete on this subject matter.
What days now?
Tell us the experience here.
Oh,
Place to bath, I mean, where to poo and
the bathing there, I can't remember the last time. I'm also a victim. Thank you. 4 days now.
Tell us the experience here.
Oh,
Place to bath, I mean, where to poo and
the bathing there, I can't remember the last time. I'm also a victim. Thank you. 4 days now.
Tell us the experience here.
Oh,
If you love me, if you.
Well, no, what do you?
I'm no, I'm ready. I put out blame it. Mahoye. Avabulo. Come on, oh.
Ah, what you call it?
Oh, oui. What you call it? Pajaro it's a man of
Commercial break. The WhatsApp number / Momo number should be displayed on the screen right now because I don't have it offhand. Please bring it back. 055-991-9802. When you send us the Momo, kindly let us know so we can mention it on air. I beg you. So that's the Momo number on the screen right now. Kindly send me a message so I can. Nobody has sent anything yet, but when you do, I'll mention it. Gabriel, let me come to you.
Kwame, this is a very sad situation. Very discomforting. It's not something I would have loved to discuss in the morning, but it's a national crisis and one that we have to discuss.
Okay. Sorry, Gabby, 1 second. I'm told that the sound guys, please check. I'm told that the sound is very, very, very low. Very, very low. So, KOD, don't you have technicians in your studio to be checking the level of the sound? In fact, your sound is very, very low. And it's a daily ritual. It means every day. Please check the sound now. Thank you. Gabby, let's go.
This is a very sad situation for anybody to find themselves in. There are clearly a lot of issues and concerns that this whole disaster raises. I side with my colleague here on many of the things that he's spoken about. Clearly, we failed to plan as a country. The emergency response over this whole disaster was practically non-existent. I've heard NADMO officials say that they went out into the 7 districts to go and sensitize the communities about the possibility of a disaster. But when you look at how this whole thing how people have been caught up in this whole unfortunate crisis, it's as if the whole communication and the planning that they said they went and did the simulation, it's as if nothing really happened. Because it's as if everybody has just been caught off guard. And it's so unfortunate, Kwame. It's so unfortunate. And government response to this whole thing has also been so disappointing. I mean, whether you're looking at NADMO's response or VRA's response or the Assembly's responses, it is so disappointing and so heart-wrenching that we see our fellow compatriots going through such crisis. And our whole response and our whole attitude around the thing is, well, they don't vote for us. And you know, you're bending. I mean, who could give me some style? But you see, Kwame, at the heart of this issue are people's lives. These are people who 88% of the population from these constituencies, the water basin, are into agriculture, aquaculture, fish farming, rice, some cocoa, some coffee, vegetables, tilapia, catfish, cattle rearing, those who are a bit up north, and sheep and goats. So it's more agrarian than even a commercial areas. And so their whole investments are in farmlands and fish ponds and tourism as services. And all that has just been destroyed by the water. as I'm speaking, I wish you could actually experience what my body is going through. I can actually feel the blood in my veins, trying to find cuticles to enter. I'm so, I can't find the words to describe how I feel about this whole situation. I don't have much money now, but I'm pledging before I leave the studio. I have some $100 savings I keep for emergency.
Right.
I'll give it to you guys as my contribution.
Thank you.
You should get about 1,000 or 1,001 or 1,002, depending on how Akufo-Addo is treating the city today. But Kwame, it's terrible. We've known that once there's flooding up north in the Libyan areas, that the water table is going to fill up. If Akufo-Addo doesn't have climatic experts to advise him, I think that this is the time for him to reorient his own government and his administration to find people who can assist him. Because it is just so unfortunate. These people don't even have insurance. So go and say that after they lose their properties, some insurance will come and compensate them with something. There's nothing. Now it's as if the whole thing is just how to get body and soul back together. They have food crisis. I'm hearing that mortuaries have been soaked up. Public places of convenience have been taken over, and all that water is moving. The health hazards that this is going to, the health risk that all this exposure is going to expose these people to. At this time, you're going to have places where every day the water is moving. There are places where the water will still be held up, and you're going to have issues with mosquitoes and some frogs and reptiles. And Kwame, I don't know how to express myself. It's painful even trying to express myself.
Extremely. And you see, what hurts me is people actually think it's just one of those things. You know, like.
It's like having your life taken from you. Everything of yours taken from you. You know, and you're going to have to start all over again.
This is a national, this is supposed to be a national crisis. Like
it is supposed to be addressed as a national crisis. 28,000 people are displaced. The Navy says they've been able to move 8,000. So that will tell you that 18,000 of them have been moving by themselves to find safe places. Let's make an appeal, not just for those who are giving us water and blankets and money. Those who can also assist with purification tablets to purify water. Those who can even support with water, sachet water, blankets, buckets, anything. You know the situation with NADMO before this whole thing even happened. They themselves were under-resourced. The whole NADMO organization has been politicized to the extent that aside this disaster that has happened, and NADMO has been found wanting. Any other national disaster, NADMO can't do anything for us. The country's whole emergency response plan is nothing short of just words typed on paper, black and white, with no meaning and nothing behind it. No logistics, no resources, nothing. It is unfortunate that our country has come to this level, Kwame. It is unfortunate that in a time of crisis, even our president, who in September, when the spillage started, was here. But again, because he's more focused on whoever is coming to succeed him to fix the problems, and for the next 1 year, Nado, we can't sit for 1 year without you being president. If you think that you can't do the job, and please resign, step aside, whatever, get yourself out, because you are not helping us. You are not helping us. This is so painful and so saddening. The comments that he went and made yesterday, I mean, when I watched the news and I heard snippets of it, but I didn't really see the news, so I was just like one of those things. Until I saw the news, and what even annoyed me the most was that the regional minister was the one who was translating. He couldn't even attempt to siphon the words the man was speaking and try and be more politically matured about the situation at a time when people are in this kind of situation, and you go and do politics with it and you don't vote for me, don't vote for you, and so what? The majority of Ghanaians voted for you. And for the sake of the majority of Ghanaians who have put that responsibility on you, you're supposed to fix problems. What the problem confronts this country, your job, you're supposed to fix it. Not to come and tell anybody that if it was about voting for me, you don't vote for me, so I won't be here. That was so irresponsible on the Akufo-Addo's part. And I'm so disappointed that those words came out of him. It was just politically immature on his part. And I'm very surprised that a man his age and his caliber could have just missed it like that. You have this opportunity to pull a nation, to for all of us to focus our energies, our attention and our everything on the Volta Basin area. And look at how we can all contribute to help our fellow people to come out of this mess. And the words that you can speak to us at that moment is that you don't vote for me. So if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even be here. That unfortunately is the height of irresponsibility on Akufo-Addo's part and his handlers, and especially the Volta regional. I told you this topic you want me to discuss, so bring me to tears by all means. And this his regional minister, who equally could not also show maturity and try to siphon the man's words. It's terrible. Let's just focus on an appeal and how we'll get Ghanaians, whatever small contribution everybody can make. Let's see how we can get those support out. I know that Honorable Ablakwa is doing very well in his constituency.
I was trying to call him.
Jifa is also doing her part.
Yeah.
VRA appears that they said they are committed 10 million or 20. I don't know how far that money is going to get. Looking at the state of disaster in that area, I don't know what that money is going to do for those people. They need to up the amount probably to 15 million minimum, because when you look at the number of communities that are being soaked right now, it is now in a Sojaman area. It's now Greater Accra also, Shai Doku area. So if you look at the resort areas, they are flooded. I saw videos of Aqua Safari flooded. This morning I saw a TV3 reporter on the roof of one of the resorts. They went to their kitchen and everywhere is flooded. Now I was thinking about all these rooms that have beds and TVs and everything. Even if you had given enough time for these companies to pack all this equipment, because this costs money to procure. You get all these, their assets to some safe place before you do this exercise, so that they can salvage as much as they can. It's not the middle of a flood that you can tell them that salvage what you can and leave. Just like that. Just like that.
Let's go for a quick commercial break. We'll return shortly.
Hello, information.
Madam,
Me, I have still not got the money for that list of expensive building materials you sent to me. The price of the iron rods have been increased too much, aren't they?
madam, relax. Look, that's not why I did call. I just visited IPCP, where the engineers told me everything about Trasacco fast floor.
Trawanko, please, those people are expensive. Are they not the people building those big houses in town? I beg, don't catch a guy.
Madam, in fact, I used to think the same until I visited their office today, and they gave me an estimate of how much it will cost. No, the estimate is free. It's cheaper than the one I even sent you.
Wow.
Building contractors, foremen, masons. Visit IPCP, the Trasacco Fast Floor. Engineers will assist you build an affordable, faster and stronger building.
Oh, madam. It is done.
Wow.
Trasacco Fast Floor. Stronger, faster and affordable.
This is a Trasacco construction product.
Welcome back from that quick commercial break. If you just joined us, you're watching Pan-African Television, the news priority segment here on your number one station. My name again is Kwame Usuda. So let me read a few messages and then we'll proceed with the show. Aaron from Tamale North says, good morning to you, KOD. The comment made by President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in the voter region was needless. As who voted for him or not, I never expected him to say again that he believed they will later vote for his party during election year. How useful is that comment at that time when the people are dying, are in dying need? He said JM all the way. Good morning to you, KOD. Ghana has no leader. Never again shall we have Nana Addo's type of leader. VRA was simply not prepared for the spillage. JHS students would have done better than VRA did. Common sense is what we need in Ghana now. Good morning to you, KOD. President Akufo-Addo's comments were reckless, can be equated as same as the MPP thugs who stormed UTV studios. Sumala from Tamale. Good morning. Good morning. Please, Ghanaians, shine your eye. Good morning, KOD. Salim texting from Adabraka. That was an unfortunate comment made by the president. It takes a watchless president to make such unwarranted and unguided statement in the middle of his people's submerging and wallowing in a spillage. Addo D, shameless. I feel bad when these NDC men just talk anyhow. Akufo-Addo was addressing the issue of hating voter people by saying, if I hate you, I wouldn't have been here. The level of understanding of these NDC guys is too low. Masa, we all heard what he said. Don't come in. And you know the funniest thing, eh? Anyway, let me just keep quiet. My good people of Pan-African Television, I want to know if we have good leaders in Ghana. Okay. Please, good morning to you. Akufo-Addo and MPP betrayed voter regime. My name is Daniel Oboisa K. Jerry from Nkwanta Oti region. Kwame, good morning to you. The spillage at Akosomo, which has destroyed the catchment areas downstream, is a serious disaster for Mother Ghana. My question is, doesn't the company have environmental engineers who tell how to release the water to manage the destruction going on? What surveillance did they do prior the spillage? Someone must be questioned and punished for this. The president, instead of him behaving like a father of the nation, has once again done his usual thing. What a typical example of bourgeoisie. The country was built on socialist blocks, yet this man, who was pleading for votes recently, has certainly become a boss. All the MPs should have mobilized to the place. All ministers should have done something collectively, from Tongoman in Togo. Tongoman, I couldn't agree with you less. You've made a very important point. That's very sensible. Anyway, now there's yeah. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
It's a bit emotional, so it's a bit difficult for me to share my thoughts. But concluding on the interministerial committee to address this disaster, I'm just going through the letter that sets up the committee, the release from the Ministry of Information. That mentions the Chief of Staff as a chairperson, Minister for National Security, Minister for Interior, Minister for Defense, Minister for Energy, Minister for Finance, Minister for Local Government, Minister for Works and Housing, Minister for Roads and Highways, Minister for Environment, Minister for Sanitation, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, and the Minister for Information. Where is the Ministry for Gender and Social Services? Whatever they call themselves. They are not here. Where is the Ministry for Health? Because clearly there's an impending health crisis in what is going on down there. They are also not present in this committee. So even the formation of the committee itself is problematic. All these people are just going to drink tea and come and write in more black and white and do picture taking, certain allowances, and then the people on the ground will still not have a solution. Where is NADMO in this list? I mean, clearly the center of governance in this country is not holding, and until President Akufo-Addo, for the last 7 years, it's obvious that he was even just like he became president, because the man's whole outlook on governance is problematic and shambolic. And it lets me to the fact that the NDC has been saying for the last 7 years that this is a government that just does not care about anybody but himself. And this crisis has exposed that weakness of this government. It has been nothing but the NPP, Akufo-Addo's friends and family, and that is all that matters. And Kwame, it is most unfortunate that a beautiful country like Ghana today has come to ruins like this. And now Akufo-Addo, for all that he's worth, his last year in office, if he thinks he can't do the job, he can resign. And what even annoyed me, and it also annoyed me, was that since September that this whole thing started, Bawumia, I hear, also didn't go there. And yet he was acting president. His focus was how he's going to win his flag bearer elections. Can you imagine? Such insensitivity by leadership of this country. This is appalling. It is appalling and disappointing. NPP.
Oh, MPP, Gabriela Tete there. Stephen Peng Inwa says, good morning to you, KOD. The president has been out of his... Oh, my brother. You see, that's why I don't read your messages.
That's my father's friend.
Yeah, but that's why I don't read his messages. Because it's a little harsh.
He's my lead.
Yeah, I can't say it.
Why can't you say it?
Yeah.
You are reading what somebody has
No.
said.
So, yes. Thank you, Gabriela. No,
Tell him to tell
I
me.
can't read
I'll
it.
say it on set. Tell him to tell me.
No, I can't
Let me
read
see
it. You, baby, you can read it. I can't read it. I can't read it. This is direct insult, and I don't subscribe to insult on my show.
The president has been given medical examination.
No, why did you skip? Why did you skip the first one?
Ghana is devastated. Disaster following the split of Akoso Goda. And the president is talking about electoral fortress rather than empathizing with victims.
Why did you skip the first part?
He's in this examination.
Thank you, Gabriela. Thank you, Awudi Shak. Up next, I have a very important interview to grant, and it has got to do with dialysis. We've termed this priced out of life, the renal crisis. And who else to help us with this wonderful conversation than Honorable Minta Akando, MP for Dwaboso constituency. He's here seated in the studios. Let me go for...
You've not finished.
Ranking member! Hey, man, fancy. They are the sponsor constituency. Quick commercial break. Stay with us. I'll be back shortly.